Hi, Becca C. Smith here, and today I wanted to give 3 tips that I do when I am completely overwhelmed. So it's very easy to get overwhelmed as a writer, especially when you have multiple projects going on. I have way too many things on my plate right now, and so far I've been able to manage through it, but sometimes when I have this many things on my plate, I can freeze up and then I don't want to do anything. I literally just don't want to work. I just want to watch Netflix and do nothing. And Jessica Jones just came out, season 2, so I do want to watch that, but for now, this is my problem. Okay, or not problem. It's always good to have projects, but this is what's on my plate. I have to finish my Atlas Riser mashup, which is basically writing the chapter openings. I have to, I'm working on book 3 of our series with FM Sherelle. And so that's what we were doing this week. We read through the first 2 books, wrote all the notes, and we actually outlined the entire book 3 on Wednesday. It took us, I don't even know, like 10 hours or something, but we did it, and we were exhausted by the end, but we actually finished it. And I have 3 scripts that I want to have finished by May 1st because that is the deadline for some contests I want to enter them into. And 2 of those scripts I am co-writing with 2 different people. For me, being overwhelmed is I feel like there are people relying on me, so I'm working on a project with Faith, I'm working on a project with Dylan, I'm working on a project with Tom, and so I don't want to let them down, but at the same time I don't want to let myself down because I have my own projects to work on. I mean, the project that I chose for Camp NaNoWriMo is already out the door. I can't even do that one, so I'm going to have to redo my NaNoWriMo project. I'm probably going to switch it to my Atlas Riser mashup because I want that to be my main priority. I mean, this is the last book in the series. I just want to publish it. These other writing projects are huge priorities for me as well. So, obviously, I start to feel the little rumblings of becoming overwhelmed. And this happens a lot to me, but these are the 3 things that I do to keep me focused and keep me on track. The number 1 thing that I do, and I know I've said this a million times, but they really, really help me, are sprints. These are the key to everything for me because my mind will go over here, it'll go over here, wait, I'm gonna work on this, and I'm only gonna spend the day working on this, and then I'm on the computer and I have spent the whole day working on something, but have I really? No, I've kind of gone on Facebook, I've gone on YouTube, I've gone on Twitter, I'm doing all these things, and when I actually add up the time, I don't know how long I really worked on it, to be honest, but it made me feel like I had worked all day and not really accomplished much. So sprints, they're focused energy, focused time. I do hour sprints, but you can do smaller ones. And I'll do, okay, 1 hour I'm working on Atlas Rising. 1 hour I'm working on book 3 of Faith in My Book. 1 hour I'm working on this script, another hour I'm working on this script, another hour I'm going to read, and so on and so forth. I usually end up trying to do maybe 6 to 8 sprints a day because that's a full day for me. And I try to also pepper it in with some rewards, you know, watch a TV show in between, something. I don't like them taking too long because then, you know, you're working until 10 p.m. But I do like having rewards, even if it's just taking a walk for 10 minutes, just to get my brain going and looking away from the screen. So that, for me, is the number 1 thing that I do for breaking out, not even breaking out, but for not getting overwhelmed by everything to the point of paralysis. Because that can happen. It happens to me. You just literally don't do anything because there's just too much. Too much. Second thing that I do are lists. Sometimes these can be a blessing or a curse. I do like lists. I just have realized this about myself. I cannot make my lists too long. I used to do this. I'd make my lists really long. They'd feel really good when I would check them off on all the stuff I would do. But when you only get through half the list, you know, you feel like a failure and this and that. And then I get overwhelmed and then I don't want to do anything. So I try to keep my daily lists down to 3, possibly 4 items that I know I can accomplish. That is key, because then I don't feel like, but I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and oh my god, what if I do this? And coma. So, 2 lists. And number 3 is actually meditation. I know this sounds weird because, you know, you want to be productive, and is meditating productive? I think it is productive. Having a calm mind will keep you from getting overwhelmed. So I suggest guided meditation. There are some great apps on your phone if you want. I use one called Take a Break. You can do anywhere from like a 5-minute meditation to longer ones, like 10, 15 minutes. And they really keep you focused. They make you feel calm, rested, and when you're really feeling that feeling of like, oh my god, I have too much on my plate, I have way too much to do, I don't know what to do, I don't have enough time, and your brain just spirals, meditation is such a good thing for you to put in your daily habits. I cannot stress this enough. One thing that I do, and I know this sounds cheesy, there's another app called Think Up. And I'm telling you, it sounds cheesy. You actually record your own voice on this app where you say things like whatever you want to say, like calm, or I feel good, or everything's all right, or everything's good. And you just record all of these recordings and then you listen to them. There's been studies where they say if you hear your own voice telling you positive things or just things that you need to hear, it'll help you a lot more than if you're just hearing a stranger's voice. So even though it's very strange at first, because you're like, oh, that's me, my voice sounds like that? What is that? Oh my god. It actually is really, really helpful, especially if you say the right things. Say the right things to yourself. It'll make you feel good. But there are a ton. I mean, so many. And if you have any that you know of that you use for meditation, let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for a good meditation app. But I'm very excited. I mean, I do have all of these things on my plate, but I am very excited, and I feel like because of, at least with the scripts, because of the May 1st deadline, I feel like at least those 3 will be done no matter what in the next couple of months. But so it does feel like everything's kind of piling on top for these next 2 months. I'm gonna pull every trick I can to make it so that I don't want to go into panic mode or comatose mode, which is worse because that means I just do nothing. And that unfortunately is the result of being massively overwhelmed by too many things to do. So I hope if you're feeling overwhelmed that these tips help you. But thank you so much for joining, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.